Previously on Enderal.
You fool. Miserable, selfish fool! You killed us all!
Impressive, Raphael. You really were close. A shame that you were too preoccupied with yourself to see it coming.
Beasts! You damn beast! He was possessed from the start!
Oh no, Raphael. I'm afraid that is only half true. We reap, but you sowed. Of course we possessed him, but you did all the heavy lifting back in Kira, when you gave the order to massacre everyone dear to him, including his wife and his poor daughter. And so, it is a happy ending after all, isn't it? Without the Merinos, you have nothing to use the beacon's power on. And the only thing it is good for now is the destruction of your own beloved city. It will be a feast, and there will be nothing left of you once we've devoured you. Nothing but cold, gray flesh. It is just as we said. You have failed as you always have done. What is it, Aranthio? Lost your tongue?
No. No. I have not. Not at all. You have just presented me with a solution.
Are you deaf? There is no solution. The cleansing will happen, and you will all die.
Yes. Yes, we will. Your Messiah, the citizens of the city, the armies, we will all burn like the sun. And then, it will be over.
You're fantasizing, Aranthio. Without...
Not this time. Here we must go our separate ways. Believe me, I wish it were otherwise. But in your condition, you would just be a burden. And I cannot afford any risks. I'm sorry.
What are you talking about? What are you planning?
The High Ones are right. We cannot use the beacon to banish them anymore. But do you remember what the Archmagister said? Without the Numinos, the beacon's energy would burst out without direction.
Yes, which is why we went to find the Numinos in the first place. Lighting the beacon without it would only...
Cause a massive explosion, yes. And that is the only thing we can do for mankind now. Koarek was and is essential to the High One's plan. Whatever shape the actual cleansing takes, he wants to make sure it will happen. And we profit. We may have failed in breaking the cycle for ourselves, but not for the others.
The... others?
The other people of this world. Arazial, Kira, Kile. They're affected by the cycle as much as Enderal. And I know that there must be people like us. People who have had the same dreams and feel what is about to happen. And if we kill Koarek and his armies, we buy these people time. Time to gather knowledge. Time to build a new beacon. And time to light it themselves.
So you want to blow up the beacon, but what about the city? What about all the people who'll die?
Those whom the Nerimes have not yet massacred anyway, you mean? They will die, as you and I will. But they will do so for mankind's salvation. And this is something worth dying for. It is the only way, don't you see? Either we die here, rotting with the Pyreans, or we choose to give our death meaning by at least stopping this fanatic Korek and his armies. The High Ones are a lot weaker than they pretend to be. I feel it. We were so close to destroying them, and I have faith in the others out there who will fight them. They will succeed where this scum Sharrim made us fail.
This is a hard one. He's not mad, that's the thing, like, I can see his logic. It's very clear, like, he's gonna... Well, he's hoping that by destroying the army here, it will stop the High Ones from obviously doing their cleansing, but we don't know how they do the cleansing. Maybe it requires a spark of mass death to initiate the cleansing, we just don't know. Either way, a mass death is happening, so... I don't think he's mad. He's not mad, but he's desperate, yes. Kinda want to go with this one, even though I do feel like... Are we buying them time by doing this? Does it matter what I say? Aranthiel, I followed your son. And I think I'm gonna follow you too. We are buying them time. Yes. Maybe you're right. Maybe that is all we can do now.
It is. And I'm glad you see the truth of my words, Prophet. Once the others have succeeded, once they have lit a new beacon, we will be remembered as heroes.
Oh no.
Do not forget that. I wish I did not have to leave you here, but in your condition, you would not make it up to the temple. I am sorry.
Oh no, what have I done? He's a glory hound. Far out.
It all begins with the dreams. Breathe.
Please don't send me back to Daddy. I beg you. God damn it, my health. Why are you going to steal my health again? Why did I pass out in the first place? Assholes.
Enter the mind of a High One? I hope you're joking.
Hope I'm joking too. The veiled woman, is she Aryan?
This was their last stand. They are afraid of us. I feel it.
Oh, we're playing right into their hands. I knew. Oh no. Far out. We have to kill.
You've killed us! You've killed us all! You have just shown me the solution.
The beacon accelerates the cleansing. Or it creates the cleansing. It's both our salvation and our doom. We have failed. When Aranthiel ordered Yulson to extract the Numenos, Yulson revealed that he is playing a double game all this time. He was behind the attack in Old Rashengrad. He killed Lashira when she suspected him and led the Nermes in the city together with Barathar. The reason behind doing all of that, his family died in a massacre called the Night of a Thousand Fires in Kira, for which Aranthiel was responsible, after Ulsan took his life, by doing so destroyed the Numinos. The High Ones possessed his corpse and ridiculed Aranthiel again. Aranthiel now is intent on defying them one last time by igniting the beacon with other Numinos, hence destroying Ark and much of Enderal, in turn killing himself, the Keepers, Korrek's armies, and civilizations which are still alive at the same time. I should have said he was mad, but it wouldn't have made a difference either way, but I chose to trust him. And just the thing he said at the end, it wasn't right. We shouldn't be remembered as heroes or anything like that. We won't be remembered, but still. The fact that he's thinking along those lines, it's flawed. It just feels so very wrong. I can't explain it, but it just doesn't feel right to do it just to be remembered as a hero. You should do it because it is right and want to save everyone, not to be remembered as the hero.
No, this is impossible.
What the? Who are you? What is this place?
Why are you here? Be gone, Phantom. Be gone and leave me to my slumber.
Phantom? What blazes are you talking about? What's the meaning of this?
Then this isn't a dream. You really are here. But why? The Prophet dies when the Emperor leaves him. This is the course of the game. It has always been so. Explain yourself. How did you find this place? And why do you still exist?
Oh my god, my head. What the hell is going on? Oh. The veiled woman. She healed me and opened a portal.
Her? But why? She does not have a mind. She does not have feelings. So why should she do this? But still you speak the truth. I can feel it. Then could it really be that the unlikeliest of all eventualities has become reality and brought you here?
Well, I am Lord Pi, so it's definitely possible. The unlikeliest of all eventualities. Are you saying that my being here is coincidence?
Coincidence or caprice, I do not know. The veiled woman cannot be understood.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Who are you? What are you?
I am sorry. It's been too long since I've spoken to anyone. I have had many names. The Akarians called me the God of Death. The Moonskin people, the Warden of Dreams. The Pyreans, the Demon of the Deep. For your people I am, or was, the Black Guardian.
Oh.
Pompous names, I know. However, I am none of these, neither god nor demon. I am only an eye, condemned to observe again and again.
You know the Pyreans? By the gods. How old are you?
As you measure time,
Older than your most daring chronicles go back, by far. I have seen them all, since our people fell. Every civilization, every cleansing, every turn of the cycle.
Then you somehow survived the cleansing of your civilization. Are you one of the ancient starlings?
What? No. The starlings came long after me. I was only a fool who wanted to save his own skin at any cost. I knew the cleansing would come. I had known it long before the Red Madness and the war started. But I also knew that fighting it as my people did, and as most do, was pointless. So I looked for another way to prevail. And I found it. What you see here is the result. The Goliath. As I like to call it back then.
The Goliath? What exactly is that?
What is it? My self-dug grave. What it was meant to be was a body of steel, an immortal machine with which I planned to merge my consciousness. Only organic life could be reaped by the High Ones, and I thought that by becoming a machine, I could fool them. By the name of the sun, how brilliant I thought myself. I wanted to become a god, laughing in the face of time. But let me spare you my self-pity. What happened, happened.
So you plan to outlive your own people? To what point? Living in a dead world?
No. Joining the Goliath meant immortality. All I had to do was sleep and awaken once more when the cycle started again, and new life came forth. Except that this new life would not have been defenseless. I would have been a true god to them, one capable of protecting them from the High Ones. No imaginary figure like the Creator. No false gods like the Lightborn were, to speak in your language.
But your plan did work. You built the machine, became it, and survived the cleansing.
As the only one of my people, yes. But it happened faster than it should have. And when the cleansing occurred, the Goliath was not yet finished. And as the Emperor unleashed the light, I had no choice but to complete the joining too early. A fatal error, as it turned out. I did survive, yes. But I am trapped inside this unfinished machine. And ever since then, all I can do is watch. Again and again.
What do you mean you can only watch? We're thousands of leagues into the deep here, aren't we?
Yes. But a part of the Goliath is the eye. It allows me to see what happens on the surface everywhere. Not as literal as you imagine, of course. I see schemes, feel emotions, similar to your gift, to the Echo. But they are enough to understand.
To be clear, you've been here since the High Ones devoured your people?
Yes. It was not how I planned it. The Goliath in its final form was meant to be divine, a synthesis of man and steel. But I overestimated myself, and I acted too quickly, driven by fear.
We haven't lost yet. Whether the High Ones triumph or not depends on what happens after Eranthiel has blown up the beacon. Lord Pi, you know it's not a good idea to blow up the beacon. You saw the memories. Come on, buddy. Get with the program.
No, you do not understand. You are stumbling through the fog, even now that it is almost over. By themselves, the High Ones are not the problem. If we would just see them as they really are, they would become powerless.
Powerless?
Yes. It is hard to put into words. I myself do not know everything about the High Ones. Only that they are part of something we call the cycle. A civilization arises and blossoms, and then, always at the same stage of their development, the High Ones appear, and with them, the Red Madness. People start losing their minds, wars erupt, and chaos rules. Until 2 or 3 years later, the cleansing happens. The moment when the High Ones devour the collective consciousness, the gathered minds of this civilization, to give birth to a new one of their own. Despite all of this, nobody knows what drives them. Perhaps they act out of malice, out of an urge to survive, or perhaps they do not even have a will of their own, but are like a force of nature. But I do know one thing, as powerful as they might be, it is mankind who gives them that power. We make them into what they are, because what nobody understands is simply this. The High Ones feed on what humanity has the most of, their ego, greed, pride, fear, and their everlasting search for an enemy who is responsible for all their misery. It is those traits the High Ones make use of. These characteristics are what make us human. And by themselves, they are harmless. Only when we bury them, when we deny them, then they play into the High One's hands. So why is this, you ask? It is simple. The High Ones alone cannot make the cleansing happen. Only a human can. With the beacon, my knowledge about it is as limited as my knowledge about the cycle. It has existed since the beginning of time, and despite what you might now believe, the ancient writings about it are true. Lit by the ones who carry the Numenos, it can banish the High Ones once and for all. But it can also destroy us. Because what happens when it is lit without a core is far more than an explosion. It is the cleansing, the triumph of the High Ones. And even as we speak, a human, Tealor Orinthiol, has done it again. A bright light will appear from the heart of the machine and open a hole in the sky. And within hours, it will spread throughout the world, and they will all feel it. A fire that burns them from within. A white light which will break through their flesh. Do you understand now? The High Ones have no power. All they do is to feed on our weaknesses, manipulate us into bringing about our own destruction. It is we who forge the sword that kills us. We who lead them to their victory, even though the key to salvation has always been in our hands. But instead of realizing our folly, we make the same mistake. We repeat the same fate over and over. And only because we refuse to see the truth, Yes, the High Ones are our enemy. But who wants to hear that it is our ego, that dark voice within us, that empowers them? It is so ironic. The moment we would realize all this would be the moment it all came to an end. But we do not.
We're the weapon of our own mass destruction. Beautiful.
They reap, we sow. Dreams, thoughts, visions, they are everywhere. But the principle is always the same. They throw a tainted seed into a fertile ground. The rest happens by itself.
So, what you're saying is that without our assistance, the High Ones would be powerless? That the cleansing would never happen?
Just think for a moment. When did the High Ones ever do anything other than manipulate you? Did they ever physically influence any events? They incited the Naramis to march against you, and time and again confirmed the righteousness of both your causes. All they told you, all they showed you, was what you wanted to hear, and what you wanted to see. And yes, if you, Tealor Renthial, his order, and the Naramis had never acted, the cleansing would never have happened.
So if we had have listened to Korak and let him and dismantled the machine, holy shit, that's so funny. Because he wanted the cleansing to happen, but we didn't want it to happen, and both in our own ways we would have made the opposite of what we wanted to happen happen. Gods. Wait, what? There is really no reason for all of this? I can't believe that.
Maybe there is, but if so, I do not know it. But the more turns of the cycle I witness, the more I get the impression that it is some kind of trial. A cosmic game, woven by powers we have not even come close to comprehending. Maybe this is just wishful thinking, to give all this pain a meaning, when it does not have one. Maybe the High Ones are simply a law of nature, a concept, and we give birth to them by believing there is such a thing as an ultimate external enemy in the first place. The eternal struggle with ourselves. Perhaps that is just part of what it means to exist.
Then that means Aranthiel just initiated the cleansing. He has signed the death warrant for all of humanity.
Like 1,000 others before him, the High Ones knew exactly what they had to do to get him to commit this last act of desperation. They played him with his weaknesses and fears, like a figure on a chessboard. And the saddest part is that until the very end, he will believe that he has done something good.
Because he wouldn't accept failure, no matter the price.
That was his greatest fear, yes. To be remembered as a failure, a broken man. That was the stream the High Ones manipulated him from the moment he died, after attempting to flee from his prison on Nehrim.
What? From the moment he died? What do you mean?
The real Orinthiol. He is dead, Prophet. He is a fleshless one of the mightiest tools of the High Ones. Just as you are.
You are mad.
I can see why you would say that. And yes, maybe I lost my mind long ago. But that does not change the fact that what I say is true. The methods of how the High Ones influence us are plentiful. And the Red Madness and their ability to enter our dreams are not their only means. Their mightiest tool is the creation of projections, fleshless ones, or emissaries, as they are also called. If a person dies, and if this person has one last unfulfilled wish, a compulsion, then the High Ones have the power to create a projection of him, an immaterial image of the deceased, which thinks itself real and is perceived as such. What no one notices, not even the projection itself, are two things. Firstly, it is driven by this last unfulfilled desire. Secondly, it becomes an idealized version of its former self, almost tailor-made to free itself from the last compulsion, that ultimate scourge. The daughters of fishermen become warriors. Broken generals become charismatic and driven leaders who seem almost too determined to be real. You are one of these projections, as are all of the emissaries. You are a fleshless one, a spirit searching for liberation from something. I do not know your past before you came to this land, because before you became the Prophet, you were insignificant. But what happened to you and your friend on that ship? You never survived it. You drowned in the Red Sea, and in that very moment, the High Ones entered your mind and made you into what you are today. And other than myself, the High Ones knew your compulsion, knew the desire that drove you. Whatever it was, it made you predictable, and it allowed them to play you, just as they played Orinthiol and Korak. Do you see it now? Every dream the High Ones sent you, every time they appeared to you, they all had but a single purpose: to feed your self-image, to push you in a certain direction. They wanted you to play the game for their purposes, and they succeeded. You read the echo of the future, as other prophets did before you. You helped Orinthiol reconstruct the beacon, and led him to the Numinos. When he saw that it would be taken away from him at the very last instant, his fear of failure led him into doing what he did.
Then this means I am responsible. I caused the cleansing.
You are not to blame, Prophet. You did what countless others did before you, and you did it because you thought it was the right thing to do. Only one thing is different. In all the time I have been here, never before did a projection realize its own nature. You were meant to dissolve like the rest of mankind. Yet, here you stand, and I tell you the truth. This was never meant to happen.
This rubs me the wrong way. It really bugs me that they made me into projection to do their dirty work for them. Oh, that just makes me mad. But then that means that the beacon was a trap set by the High One from the very beginning.
No, it is as I said. For as long as the cycle has existed, so has the beacon. It is an element of the game, and it has the power to end it, whether in favor of the High Ones, or in favor of mankind. Yet for as long as I have been trapped here, the latter has never happened.
So, High Ones wanted us to reconstruct the beacon. They made me do it.
They gave you impulses, nudges in the right direction. Those who know a person's past know which strings to pull.
What about the ancient starlings? They managed to flee the cycle, didn't they? How?
The Starlings, in their time, were called the Yalam Rache. And yes, they manipulated the game in their favor. Their goals were similar to mine when I created the Goliath. They were a small circle of highly intelligent craftsmen and mages. And just like myself, they did not think the cycle could be won by the beacon alone. So by unknown means, they fled into the sky and created something that protected their city from the cleansing.
But what happened to them? Are they really the ancestors of our starlings?
Yes, but knowledge about their history is sparse, since the Star City was almost beyond the reach of my eye. But I know that its first centuries were glorious. The Yalam Rache lived in harmony, and their society was the pinnacle of all that mankind could be. With time, however, their population grew. They became too numerous for their small city, and so they invented their golden rules, which were supposed to control their growth. Having children was regulated now, and those who were found guilty of a crime were punished heavily. The worst sentence was being exiled. The convicted were robbed of their memories and sent back to Earth. This is where the starlings of your world come from, do you see? And this is why they all feel this longing to return to a far distant place in the stars. It is an ancestral memory.
That explains a lot. But what happened to them? Why was their city deserted?
I do not know. As I said, my knowledge about the starlings was always limited. All I do know is that one day they were gone. I could not feel them anymore. By that time, their society had become but a shadow of what it once was. But whether they destroyed themselves or left for someplace else, I will never find out.
This is ridiculous. Do you ever listen to yourself?
Oh, believe me, I have. I've done nothing else for a very, very long time. But it is true, whether you want to believe it or not. In time, you would have noticed it. the wrinkles in your skin would not have become any deeper, nor your hair any whiter. And if the cleansing were to be stopped, you would continue to exist forever. What reason would I have to lie to you?
I'm just still wondering how the Veiled Woman played into the part of the beginning with the ship then. Maybe there is a reason for all of this. Maybe we can still stop the cleansing.
Oh, stop it. No, it is too late for that. By the name of the sun, it is so ironic that the Veiled Woman did not lead you here earlier. It is over, Prophet. You are strong, but regardless of how long your power can protect you from the light of the cleansing, eventually you will dissolve too. Even if... Wait. No. Maybe. Maybe you are right. Maybe there is a way.
What way?
But no. It would be pointless.
What would be pointless? Why?
Forgive me, I have to think. Yes, there could be a way. What I told you is true. Here on Earth, you would not survive the cleansing. But there is one place where you could. The Star City. I know that you brought something back from your journey there. The escape pods. And I know that they can also take you back there. For I have seen the Yalam Rashe, the ancient starlings, do so. Whatever has protected the city over all these millennia, it would protect you too. Yes, you could survive it. By the face of time, you could.
Holy crap. You want me to flee? But to what end? That wouldn't stop the cleansing.
No, it would not. But that is irrelevant. You are fleshless, a projection. And just like me, time cannot touch you. Age cannot kill you. And thus you could succeed where I have failed. You could wait for the cleansing to be over. And then create a new humanity.
I would ascend from a lord into a god. God Pie. Do what?
Create a new humanity. It is only a matter of time until the new turn of the cycle starts. New life will come forth. First, simple life, then human. And just like the civilizations before them, they will also fall victim to the High Ones, because they will have the same weaknesses as we do. But not with your help. You could be a god to them. You could guide their ascent. You could shape a mankind free of egos and weaknesses. And by doing so, you would deprive the High Ones of their power. Just imagine, in this new world, there would be no need for a beacon, because the High Ones simply would not have any strings to pull on. Mankind will defeat them by becoming superior.
Ascending. What exactly makes you believe I would survive in the Star City? Those machines there, they try to kill us.
Yes, because that old starling did harm to the city by trying to destroy a crystal. That awoke the Guardians, but they are asleep now. I can feel it. You would be safe, believe me.
Still, that would mean leaving mankind To die.
No, they are already dead, damn it. Orinthiel has lit the beacon, and unlike anything else you could do right now, this would be a chance for permanent change. By the face of time, do not let all of this become meaningless. Every second you waste doubting lessens your chance to get to safety.
A mankind without ego. What is that supposed to mean?
The High Ones reap, we sow. It is our weakness that make the High Ones strong, our ongoing fragility. And if not for that, the High Ones would be powerless. You could be the one to create a humanity like that. Altruism instead of greed. Self-responsibility instead of the continuous search for an enemy. Awareness instead of blindness.
But what makes you believe I could do that? The Lightborn tried to do the same thing. And they failed.
The Lightborn tried to force their ideals onto an already rotten people. Just like the Pyrean Sun Priest and the countless false deities before them. You cannot save a tree whose roots have already withered. But with you as a deity to lead this new mankind, it would be entirely different. You could completely change what it means to be human. And would it not be presumptuous to rob the world of this chance? Simply because you are afraid of failing? Believe me, I would give a lot for this chance.
Oh, this is going to be a hard one to do. God Pie does seem pretty awesome. Then we'd lose Kim. We'd lose both Kims. No. This is wrong. Can't let all these people die. There has to be another way. You hinted at something.
Yes. I regret that I did. Please, right now, you have the chance to break a millennial-old pattern. Do not let it go to waste. I beg you.
I will make a decision once you've told me all my options.
You are so stubborn. But, well, you might be able to destroy the beacon itself. The light, it consumes everyone who gets too close to it. But you, as a projection, you might be able to do it. It will not stop what the beacon has already done, but it will interrupt it. However, it would mean your death. Yours and that of all life in Enderal. It is too late to save them now. And even if you succeed, it changes nothing. Yes, Korik would be dead. But do you think the High Ones would just give up? They would retreat for a few years. Decades, maybe. No more. And then it would all happen again. Until another emissary lights the beacon. Trust me, I know humans far better than I would like to. Within a few years you would be forgotten, and they would win, as they always do.
Not if someone were to tell them everything that you just told me. Not if someone could flee.
And who would that be? Even if there were someone, do you think anyone would listen? If you were to tell them that humanity itself is to blame, that the ultimate enemy does not even exist.
it would be worth a try.
You are delaying the inevitable, nothing more. And you are throwing away a chance, which we might never have again.
No, I don't want to have to choose. God Pie does sound amazing. But I think Lord Pie is inherently a good person. He wants to save the humanity he knows. The one that he's come to love. He's worked so hard. Lived through so much. He's lived through Nirim. He's lived through the Lightborn. Then he became a shadow god. He defeated fate. All that just to escape? Flee? No. No, I will not be judged over the life and death of so many. I will destroy the beacon.
Then you will change nothing. But what can I do? I am powerless. Go. Do what you must. Deal with the consequences. There is one more thing I need to ask of you, however. One final request. I want you to shut me down.
Shut you down? You mean kill you?
Yes. I want to finally rest. I will not spend another 1,000 years watching this tragedy unfold. You could have changed it, but you did not. There is nothing I can do now. Please, do it. The switch is in front of you. That was how I connected myself to the Goliath. It will cut the connection as well. Do it, and then go. Go and fulfill your fate.
Oh man. This machine is wholly impressive. What do these levers do? Thank you, Black Guardian. Sorry that I couldn't do what you want me to do. I hope that what I do does save everyone. What is happening?
Forgive me. The two of us will now exchange places. I am sorry for the deception. And if there were another way, I would not do this. You could have made the right choice, but you refused. And I will not see this chance go to waste. I cannot. Once this is all over, I will send someone to free you from the Goliath. But until then...
Kim! Thank you.
By the wise hermit, are you okay? I was so afraid. You...
Miserable fool! I would have kept my word. But if you want to play games, fine! I have had enough time to practice.
God. far so ram. I exploded.
Oh, shit!
Far out, man. How do I defeat the Black Guardian? Him? Oh, that is being oh, there we go.
What are you doing? You'll get yourself killed! We need to deal with these things here first!
Really?
Whispering places! Get away from the machine!
Come on. There it is. What do we have to deal with first? Just the creatures?
Places! Get away from the machine now!
Oh. Crikey, okay, I need to heal up for starters.
Ow! Attack the generators!
I got you, Kim. There's a generator there, okay.
That doesn't look good! Get away from the rooms!
Okay.
Get away from the machine now! Now! Attack the generators!
Let's attack this one. Got one down. Let's see.
Oh, shit! Not again! Get away from the glowing one! Or shoot it! Quickly!
I don't know what. Gladly. God dang it.
Quickly! The shields are down! The generators, now!
No! No! What have you done?
Jesus. Crikey, man. Thank you, Kim.
I guess the explanations will have to wait.
I will tell you on the way back, as best as I can, but right now, we need to head back to the temple. The cleansing is happening right now.
I had a feeling that might be the case. Go on ahead. I'll follow. Yeah, I guessed as much. Yuzlan and he didn't even try to get me inside after that dragon attacked us. Lucky for me, I found another way in. Otherwise, I never would have found you. And you were...
What is it?
My skull, it feels like it's on fire. This must be the cleansing. If this is how it feels down here, then fate have mercy on those who are on the surface. Don't you feel anything?
Faintly. Feels dull, somehow.
Then the Black Guardian was right, wasn't he? What you are, your fleshlessness, it protects you. By the wise hermit, I just don't understand. I mean, you're here, right before me, and I can see you. Is it really possible? Could you be an illusion?
I don't know, but the truth is, it all makes sense now. What the aged man said about me, and the corpse we found in the living temple.
Huh. I guess so. So, what now? Your decision, is it final?
I don't know. What would you do?
Oh, of course. Who better to answer that question than a philanthropist like me? But if you insist. I think the Black Guardian was right, though. Sacrificing yourself, it would be pointless. Even if I somehow managed to escape the explosion from the beacon, how do we know that those other people Orenthiel put so much faith in would even believe me? You said it yourself, people want to be deluded. That's what makes the High Ones so strong. But to create a new world, as bizarre as all this sounds, I think it would be our best chance. But then again, it is your call. If we flee, I won't live to see this new mankind.
Do you think you can make it out of the blast radius if I destroy the beacon? To tell the others the truth about the cycle?
I don't know. But there is a secret passage into the South Quarter. If I can reach the Myrid there, I might be able to flee to one of the islands. I think I can make it. Somehow.
I've started down this path and I think I'm going to carry on down it. I just cannot leave mankind but to die. I have to stop the cleansing. Even if it means my own death, the survivors will stop the High Ones.
I hope you're right. I really do. Then, I suppose I should start looking for a way out now, shouldn't I? Kira would be a good place to start. Maybe the Golden Queen will listen to me. It was a pleasure. Farewell.
We back him.